3 days after Groundhog Day. You know what happened to the groundhog this year?
You see any shadow here?
No, he crawled out of his hole and froze. So we're in trouble. We're in trouble now. So I'll just leave it right there. And cough into it for effect to see how it works, whether you can take it or not.
Yeah, well, you got the thing going anyway.
Yeah. What was the best gun you ever had, Charlie?
The best gun?
Yeah, the very best.
Well, I think the best gun I ever had was a 7x57.
Oh yeah, a Mauser.
Yeah, a 7x57.
Yeah. That's the one you used up north there. For the
No. I had that gun in Karamazov.
That was a 6.5.
That was a 6.5. I remember I had it there. Yeah. There's your dog out there. He's after the cat again.
Yeah, good with
that. Well, the best one I ever had was my first 22, I think. You know why? My eyes were still good then. I could shoot better with it than I could.
Well, it's a 7x57. It shoots a 139 grain bullet. Starts out at 2,900 feet per second.
Yeah.
And it's 1 inch under the 270 at 400 yards, with both of them sighted in at the same. So,
and it kicks half the kick.
And the 270 has a 28-pound recoil.
Yeah.
And the 7x57 has a 12-pound recoil.
I know.
Well, there you go.
That's what I meant.
And the 7x57 was developed by the German Army during the First World War.
Yeah.
And
but they went to the 8mm then, didn't they?
No, they had an 8mm was before that.
Oh.
Yeah.
But the Second World War was 8mm too.
Maybe they were 9mm. Luger, German Luger is 9mm.
Yeah, the pistol.
And the 43
you know
Mauser.
They had some of those up there.
The 43 Mauser is 11mm.
Yeah.
It was built by the Germans too. You see,
There's no
these are
denying.
old guns now.
Yeah. There's no denying the Germans knew how to make guns. They knew how to make rifles.
But
all the bolt actions have been copied from the first German Mauser action.
Yeah.
Because that was such a good design. That German by the name of Mauser designed it.
But the 7mm bullet is the most accurate bullet in the world too, for size. You see.
Yeah, for the same weight. Huh?
Yeah, it's for size.
Its shape. The shape of the bullet.
Well, yeah, you can get weight to it without having too much diameter.
Mm-hmm.
Big bullet slows down, you see.
Mm-hmm.
See, a 30
more friction.
A 30-06 bullet at 400 yards is 28 inches low. And the 7x57 is 14 inches low. Mm-hmm. And the 270 is 13 inches low.
You know what I figure I'll do with my that 6.5 I showed you?
Yeah.
I showed you that, Craig, remember?
Yeah.
That's Carl. That's going to be my son's deer rifle.
Oh,
that should be an ideal deer caliber for him.
It's pretty far. It shoots 2,600.
Yeah. But I mean, the idea is it'll knock down the deer fine.
Oh, yeah.
But it won't knock down Carl on the other end when it kicks. Like my 30-06. Yeah.
6.5 by what? 55 or 57 it is?
55.
55, yeah, a little shorter brass than the 7mm. But it's a good gun too. You see what I mean? And it was a 6.5. I remember it was an Austrian caliber.
They designed it,
huh? And they shipped over. The 6.5mm I had. I bought it neat for $14.95.
Yeah, I saw some of those, but I didn't have the $14.95 then. That's the trouble with me. I wasn't able to have the money.
They had a very, very awkward safety on it, and the whole thing was a kind of an awkward setup, you know. But
what's the best shot you ever made?
The best shot?
Yeah.
I think the best shot I ever made was my son wounded a doe, and we were up the hill on Silver Hill Mountain in south of Karamazov, 482 steps.
Oh, boy.
I think that was the best shot I ever made. It was downhill. It was 7x57.
Yeah?
Yeah, and I pulled right down at this deer's. It was a downhill shot. I shot right at her knees.
Yeah, hell no, right.
And that just took the top right out of her back.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Down
Jimmy
shot.
was sure mad because he said, I thought I was going to kill one deer by myself. He said, without you finished it off.
Yeah, you had to help him out again, huh?
Yeah. Same thing happened with Floyd, my oldest boy. He shot 3 times at a deer going by on the other side of him, and the deer was getting away, and he was standing between me and the deer, so I couldn't shoot. The deer was getting away. It was about 100, 125 yards away. Going and I threw the rifle up, and was quartering away, and took the top out of his shoulder.
Hmm.
Yeah. I made 13 one-shot kills with a 7x57. 7 of them on a dead run.
That must have been your favorite rifle.
So it was a good gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Best shot I ever made. I'll never know how I did it. Was with a 22 long rifle. 22 long rifle in a 22 gun.
Yeah.
This ground squirrel, you know how a ground squirrel runs?
Yeah.
Like this? And you never know where they're going to go. You know, they don't follow any straight path. He was on a hillside about from here to where that stop sign is away. I think. Maybe a little closer. But about something like that. And he was running. And, 22 at that distance.
Drop about
Best
20.
to hold a little high,
Yeah, about 24 inches.
I was holding high and leading him at the same time. And I shot, missed, and shot again, bolt action. Shot again, and the thing doubled up and started rolling down the hill, squawking like man. Then he stretched out and laid down. That was it. That bar none was my best shot because I could see where the first bullet went was way off, and just Kentucky windage and all, and guessing where he was going to run. The second one hit him. I don't know who was more surprised, me or that squirrel.
I guess the squirrel was. I
Probably.
probably did get him.
Yeah, probably.
What do you think of the Timberwolf laws?
Well, I know there's some ranchers up there really hurting. They're getting their animals eaten. But on the other hand, speaking for the Timberwolf a little bit, they're getting crowded. They're getting crowded by more and more ranches moving into their range, so they're trying to find food. So it's sort of a deal where they got to eat, and the ranchers got to eat, and there's only so much area in which to grow the animals to eat.
Well, you see, this is the whole trouble. You know what I mean? Everybody blames somebody else for the wildlife destruction. But when it comes right down to it, you got a house, I got a house.
Yeah.
Both of them built on deer habitat.
Right.
Huh? And every time you go down the valley, somebody built themselves a new shack or a new house. Sure, what I mean.
It's
see what
crowded
I mean?
out.
So there you go. And
all we have to do is look at Europe.
Yeah.
If we say, okay, what was Europe like, and what's it like now? And, it's all built up.
Yeah.
And the animals they're farmed. You know that, Charlie? They raise animals. They farm them. No, they farm them and they sell them to the rich people. Only the rich people can hunt.
Yeah.
In Germany and Italy and France, those countries.
They hunt in parks.
My kidneys are roasted enough. I'm going to move.
Yeah, that gets pretty hot.
Yeah. So anyway,
well, as people move into a country and develop a country, and the people live here and people live there, wildlife has to go.
Yeah, right.
It's one way or the other. You can figure it any way you want.
Question about it.
Sure.
And they all scream about the guy that goes out and poaches.
Yeah.
What does the poacher do? The poacher, if he's seen a deer on a timber wolf, he'd shoot the timber wolf and let the deer go.
Probably.
Well, you better believe he shoots every predator there is up there because the predator is killing game that he needs. That he wants.
They can't eat the fucking timber wolf, can we?
We could. Yeah, you can eat the timber wolf.
We could eat the timber wolf.
Well, who the hell's going to eat it?
Well,
yeah, goddamn hungry.
oh, the Indian eat them. Yeah, what I mean. It's like old Maggie said. She says, all meat good to eat. Some might stink a little bit, but still good to eat.
Yeah. You got to tell me more about those Indians that you know up there. Yeah. Maggie was an Indian that he befriended. She was trying to get flour from this man, and the man wouldn't trust her for
3 bags of flour. Yeah, pay Keesey count, she says. So I paid for the flour.
And then what was it? A week or two later? She
Yeah,
went
3 days afterwards, she came back and she paid me for the flour.
and wouldn't even
And she
look
had
at
the
it.
flour bags all washed and pressed out nice and brought the bags back to.
Well, I'll tell you something.
Sure, she was honest. But if the guy that owned the flour mill would have sold her the flour, she wouldn't have paid him. But she'd pay me. You better believe it.
Well, I'll tell you something. I'm not. That's all right. I work for Gang Ranch, eh?
Yeah, in the Chilcotin.
Huh?
Where?
For Sidwell.
Oh, how Alexis Creek or farther way west?
Way up.
Yeah.
Tucker.
Where?
A Gang Ranch.
Chaco?
Tucker Cooper or something like that.
Near Burns Lake, or closer down?
Closer down.
The Blackwater.
From Clinton. Me and this cowboy went from Clinton up to the Gang Ranch. It was 65 miles from Clinton, eh?
Yeah.
All windy like a snake road, eh? Oh, this guy, good guy, eh? Honest guy. And we went up and we walked and walked and walked, eh? He said, we'll never get a ride. I said, pray to God we're going to get one. And sure enough, the guy come along, eh?
Old truck, huh?
Old truck come along.
Yeah.
He said, where you boys going? I said, Gang Ranch. Mr. Sidwell. He's a Yankee Doodle, eh? He's got a place in, I'll think of it as I go along. So we go up there and we get the job anyway, eh? And he wants some guys to build fences, eh?
So you volunteered?
So we volunteer, eh?
Yeah.
Not that we don't know how to do it, but we done it, eh?
Yeah.
So in the meantime, some Indians come over to the cookhouse, eh?
Mm-hmm.
And the other cook, he was a fucking drunk. He was drunk anyway, complete, eh? So one Indian lady come to me and she said, we got nothing to eat. I said, well, that's too bad. I said, so I went to see Mr. Sidwell there, and I said, we got nothing to eat. Well, he says, Charlie's like this. You got to give them something, but you got to weigh everything down, and you got to mark the price, eh? But I was just kind of mad now.
He wasn't going to help those people.
He
wanted to charge them everything he could
everything.
get.
He wanted to charge everything. Eh?
Yeah, yeah.
So I said, okay, Mr. Sidwell, I'll do that for you. And I weighed it, eh? But I beat him on his scale, eh? And if it was 4 pounds, I put maybe 2, 3 pounds. No more, eh? I told her anyway. Very nice lady, eh? So I had to show what I wrote it down on paper like a bill, eh? When you make out a bill, eh? In the store.
Yeah, right.
I do the same thing, sign my name, and she signed her name. So I said, there you are, Mr. Sidwell. You know, then many people never forgot.
Yeah,
Eh?
right.
Never.
Yeah.
And I knew they were out of grub, eh? And my partner, a good guy, eh?
Mm-hmm.
I said, they're out of food. I said, I know he keeps all that nice food, steaks and all that, eh? I said, we're going to take a load out tonight.
Yeah.
He said, okay, sir. We took one steak.
Great big load.
Yeah, I thought we just load them horses right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Figure that out. Yeah.
Well, we're all human beings.
Well,
We
sure.
should treat each other like.
But I seen them people in the creeks, eh? Washing their clothes in the water,
Mm-hmm.
you know, picking down stones, eh?
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Right.
I said, ain't you got no soap? No soap. I said, we'll get you some soap.
I'll bet they remembered that too. That you
Yeah.
helped them
I'd
out.
like to take you up there next
Yeah.
country.
I know I'd enjoy it because I
Well,
like
they're
that.
wonderful people, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Wonderful. You know?
I'll tell you one thing that the best man of mine did for me. We used to go duck hunt together.
Yeah.
Oh, we hunted ground squirrels with bow and arrows together, you know.
Yeah.
He taught me a lot, you know. And well, we were out duck hunting, and I was trying to light a little gas stove. It was November,
Yeah.
and I was trying to light a little gas stove in my boat. And Jim was on the other end, and some reason the first match got blown out by the wind or some such thing, and a cloud of gas built up around my gas stove.
Yeah.
Next one I put in there, boom.
Yeah.
It caused the overflow of gas in the bottom of the boat to catch on fire, and our boat was on fire. It was just like that, you know how gas is.
Yeah.
So I was wearing a camouflage jacket, windbreaker, that was waterproof.
Yeah.
It caught on fire. So there I was. And I felt this pounding on my back. I didn't realize I was on fire. And I said, Jim, what are you doing? You're beating my back to pieces. He said, you're on fire. There he was with his bare hands trying to beat that fire out on my back. In that hot, you know, that hot waterproofing compound on the canvas, just wrecking his hands. I said, Jim, are you getting anywhere? He said, no. I said, well, I am. So I went whoop right over the edge of the boat, and I had shotgun shells, everything. I was loaded. You know, winter, November. It was fortunate I could just stick my nose above the water. I lived in a place that was shallow enough. But that's one of the memories I have of Jim, because you know there he was, going to burn his hands up, but he was going to get that fire out on me. You know, he knew.
Yeah.
But we're pretty close. We see each other about once every year and a half, year. You know.
Yeah.
And but he was a marvelous person. He
Well,
still
you
is.
can't start a fire. Say if you didn't have any matches,
I'd use the cartridge. Take the bullet out, and fill my barrel with duff and stuff, you know, like fine stuff, grass, punch grass or something like that, and then put the cartridge in without the bullet in, and then find a place and then shoot it, and then it'll push the hot flames into the dry stuff and the duff, and then push that out on the ground. And if you're lucky, it might not work every time, but if you're lucky, you can get a fire going.
When I used to go out to them out with the boys, they would get a couple of clinkers. You know what clinkers are? You don't know what clinkers are?
What's a clinkler, Charlie?
A what?
Clinkler.
You know when you get coal, eh?
Oh, clinkers.
Clinkers.
I know what a clinker is. Yeah. Okay.
Hey, you just,
Yeah.
you know.
They're real hard.
Yeah, you got to be real hard though.
Well, what is a clinker? Volcanic
Yeah.
rock.
Sure.
Same
well,
thing. Yeah.
if you burn coal.
Obsidian.
You burn coal and you.
Yeah, it's a piece of
The ash.
Ash that's melted and run together
Yeah,
it's like a glass. Obsidian. About the same thing as glass. Cinder is, yeah.
It's real brittle.
Yeah.
You light a fire, buddy.
Will it? 2 of those. Spark.
A flint will spark on it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've always figured if worst came to worst, I could take my scope apart. Take one of the lenses out.
And use the sun.
Yeah, right. Use it. They used to call them fire glasses. Indians called them fire glasses. The early traders used to sell magnifying glasses to those.
Real burning glasses.
Yeah, burning glasses. That's
Yeah.
it. Burning glasses.
Yeah.
They used
Yeah,
to
you could buy a glass that would burn. There's one I've got, my prospecting glass. I don't know whether it would burn or not. I've never tried it.
Yeah.
12 power.
One day this girl
Should do. Shouldn't it?
Even the whiskey bottle, eh?
Yeah.
You break the bottom off where it's real thick.
Yeah.
right, and it's rounded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll work.
Just might, yeah.
I know it'll work.
You take a little piece of lint out of your pocket. That's about as good as you can get to
Mhm.
burn.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
one day this friend of mine in school, they used to make these rulers, and they had a magnifying glass built in them. They're plastic, you know. So I focused it on his rear end, you know, where his jeans were tight, you know, and the sun was streaming through the window. And he was sitting in front of me, you know, focused it. You never heard such a pitiful scream out there. Devils. You didn't do anything like that when you were in school, did you?
I didn't think so.
Oh, no, okay.
I didn't have time.
Yeah. Well, what was it? You said one time your mom said to you, go out there and swamp there, Charlie, your lunch just landed there? Your supper just landed there?
Yeah.
I'll bet Charlie hasn't heard that one.
Well, it was in the spring of the year, you know, and the mallards had just came back from and she pointed over the hill there, and she said, "Son," she said, "I just seen
Supper.
some ducks land over there on that slough, just on the other side of the hill there." And she said, "You go over there and get it." And she said, "Make sure you don't miss, because if you do, there won't be no meat for supper." Went over there with my sister.
Yeah.
There was 5 mallards on the slough, and I killed 3 on the water. And the first shot, and the next shot in the air, I got the other 2.
Yeah.
5 ducks in 2 shots.
Yeah.
But my dad did better than that. He killed 19 ducks dead in 2 shots alongside of a slough once.
19.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that. There have been years when I never even got 19 ducks in a year.
Really?
Yeah. I grew up in an area where there was really tough to get a duck. There on Lake Superior, you know, we were off the flyway. We weren't on the flyway.
Yeah.
The birds split north of us, and some went down the east, and some went down through the center, and we were right in the in-between zone. And it seemed like a few strays that we ever got to.
Yeah. Well, where I was raised there in southern Saskatchewan, you know what I mean, there was lots of ducks. In the early days, there was lots of ducks there, and it hadn't have been for ducks, well, you know what I mean, it had been pretty tough on us.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that. We'd been living on boiled wheat and potatoes, that's for sure, you know.
A friend of mine here, she just died. You might have known her, Zelma Milne. Did you know of her? Zelma
I don't
Milne?
think so. No.
Jack Milne? Used to work.
Mullins.
Milne.
Mills, oh.
Milne.
No.
M-I-L-N-E. Anyway,
Milne.
she talked an awful lot. They lived up at Hanna, Alberta. And they used to have these stacks of wheat.
Yeah.
And prairie chickens would come in the evening. And they could get them right from their back door, you know, 22. And they'd shoot a few, and then they'd have supper.
Sure, but prairie chickens are good. Yeah,
they like them.
Prairie chickens was down, there was no grouse down in southern Saskatchewan. Just prairie chickens, I think, was the only ones who was in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Seems funny. Everywhere we are, there's some kind of a chicken.
Yeah.
Some kind, whether it's a blue grouse or willow grouse or prairie chicken or.
You got more of them in British Columbia. There's no prairie chickens here.
I thought there were up by Dawson Creek.
Oh, there might be. There might be, yeah, up in
northeast country up there.
Northeastern prairie country, yeah.
But we have something better. Have you ever eaten a blue grouse that have been feeding on huckleberries?
Blue grouse are good, yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, they're pretty fair, yeah.
And you've got a meal too. I'm stretching it. I got a blue grouse once. I'm sure weighed 6 pounds.
Yeah, prairie chickens are bigger yet.
Are they?
Yeah, and sage hens are bigger than that. Sage hens are bigger as turkeys.
Is that right? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Were they any good to eat?
Better believe it.
Yeah.
Little bit of sage taste to them, you know, but then you soak them in salt water overnight, and they're pretty good.
Clear.
They're as big as a turkey.
Yeah.
They weigh 15, 16 pounds. Sure.
Gee. You wouldn't want to be under one of those when it came out of the sky, huh?
No.
One time I shot a duck and it darn near hit my partner, and he said, "What are you trying to do? Kill me." It came down so hard, it just folded right up. Best shot I think I ever made on a duck. Just folded right up and came. But it was, you know, it had speed, so sort of like one of those bombs you see being released from a plane. It sort of coasted in an arc.
Yeah.
Just missed my buddy, and it split open when it hit.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt
The
that.
skin
split.
Yeah. It was so
I shot a duck. I shot a duck one time with my dad's Model 12 Winchester. It was 96 feet or 96 steps to where it landed on the ground.
That's a pretty good shot. Yeah.
You better believe it.
Yeah.
You see, you can't do it with a modern guns. Won't carry that far. Yeah.
Did you reload your own ammunition, or did you buy it?
No, we bought it. Those were yellow Winchester shells.
What did a box cost?
$2.25.
You know how much shotgun shells are now? They're about $11 a box.
Yeah, my dad years ago used to buy them for 95 cents a box.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was living in Iowa, it was $2.25 a box. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
I used to. Well, I still do occasionally, but sometimes I get lazy and buy them. I used to reload my own 12 gauge shells.
Yeah.
You know what I do?
No more.
I mixed 2s, 4s, and 6s. I mixed them all together and threw them in the same shell.
Yeah.
I was loaded. I was loaded for bear there, boy. I mean, I'd get them.
Out on Vancouver Island out there, when they shoot deer out there with a shotgun, they pour out a sheet of lead and cut it into quarter-inch squares, and load the shells with a square shot.
They do.
Yeah, if you want to get some brush cutters, there's good stuff to cut the brush with.
I should
Yeah,
tell you what I
that's what
did
they
with a
load
shotgun one time. The stupidest thing a person could ever do. We were in an old deer shack, and the guy said, "We need a hole through the wall, John." And we're gonna, there was an old sink there. We were gonna run a hose out from the trap in the sink and out and onto the ground to get rid of the water. So I said, "Oh, I'll do it," because I'd been fooling around with shotguns at close range on fence posts and stuff, and I knew what they do. Why they're there. If there is anything, it's a shotgun at close range. Destructive, man.
Close range.
Blows holes right through anything,
Pretty potent weapon at close range.
So I said, I'll do it. So I took where the two logs come together, the chinking right there.
Yeah.
So I went inside the cabin. And I held the shotgun right up against where do you want it, guys? And they said, right there, but wait a minute. They all ran outside the other way.
Yeah.
And I shot. Oh, I couldn't hear for hours.
Yeah.
Just a ringing in my ears. Sure, we had a hole there, but I darn near ruined my ears, I think.
Yeah, you got to be careful shooting with a shotgun too close like that. You can put the end of the gun barrel down a hole and shoot. There's a guy poked in Colorado, shoved his gun barrel down a hole and shot a rattlesnake down the hole. Yeah. It blew about 6 inches right off the end of the barrel. Split it. Yeah.
Just because it couldn't get away. The force
blast couldn't get away, you see.
Yeah.
Too much back pressure on it.
Yeah.
So you can do that. You can do damage too,
Yeah.
You got to be careful. A gun, you have to be real careful with it. You just can't take no chances with it.
I'm always checking.
Dead sure what you shoot at.
I'm always checking my barrel to see that I haven't got any mud or snow or ice in there. That's what bothers me.
Yeah.
The fact that you might have, when you're hunting, poked it in the ground or got it in the ice, got water in there.
Know how to get these grouse out of the tree?
What do you mean?
Grouse when he's sitting up in the tree.
A string and a stick?
It's a sulfur.
What?
Sulfur.
Sulfur?
Yeah.
What do you do with that?
Just slide. Just hold it there and he'll drop down.
Does it sort of make them unconscious?
It just makes them dizzy.
Oh, yeah.
You must see that.
I've never seen that.
Well, they make matches out of it.
Sure, I know what sulfur is, yeah. Doesn't smell very good.
No, it's just
terrible stuff. Yeah.
They just keel over.
You've done that?
Sure. I never went hungry in the mountains yet.
Yeah. Well, what did you carry a bit of sulfur with you?
Yeah.
A stick of it?
Yeah.
Huh.
Powder stuff. Powder.
Yeah, you buy it at the drugstore. Yeah. Right, yeah. Huh. Isn't that something?
Don't have to use that 30-30.
Yeah.
Want a cup of coffee?
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll help myself.
Okay, get him a cup.
You tell.
A clean cup on the cupboard.
You tell Charlie another Whopper so we don't waste any tape, okay?
I was going to get Charlie here to tell about the time the wolves killed the sheep on him.
Yeah, the bastards.
Hey? Yeah.
Well, not on me, eh?
Hey?
They didn't kill it on me, they killed it on my partner.
Oh.
All them sheep or all them wolves come in one night there and this my friend there phoned up the manager. He's got the walkie-talkie. And the manager come up and I went up with the manager and they just slaughtered them. They come in and slaughtered them all, eh? My manager there, Jerry Nelson. He looked and the guy broke down. And my boss, he broke down, he pulled out a bottle of whiskey.
Timberwolf killed just for the glory of killing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll do that, yeah. You kill to eat too, but I mean,
so will a dog.
But then he doesn't stop then, he just kills for the glory of killing. The coyote's a little smaller. The coyote usually doesn't kill. What they're thinking about, he's usually hungry.
Yeah.
He's usually hungry because he isn't fed as good as a timber wolf.
Yeah.
But he's just thinking about getting a chunk off to eat. And the terror, the stake right
Eat
off
'em
the
live.
back end of.
Eat 'em
Well,
live.
let's go into the back end of a deer. They go into the end that the deer can't fight with.
Mhm,
See,
mhm,
even a doe, you know, she's pretty handy with her front feet. She
mhm.
kill a coyote dead with her front feet.
Yeah, they get them running. Get
Yeah.
them bogged down in the snow or something,
Yeah.
or out on the ice
Yeah.
where they can't.
But
All they can do is barely stand up.
Safest place for a deer is get in the water.
Yeah,
Then
I
you
think
got
so.
then you got the
Yeah.
then you got your float. You see,
Yeah.
deer will float, and you get out there in the water. You know, and a timber wolf or coyote come out there, and old front foot will come up there, and
That's
You're
it.
drawing right there.
gone right there.
You
Better
just
believe it. Knock him
drowned
out cold, and he drowned.
He's drowned right there.
Better believe it. Yeah.
I guess you don't ever want to get hit by the front hoof of a moose.
Yeah, or a deer.
Or a deer.
Yeah, or a deer. Better believe it.
Game
I had,
over.
I had something funny happen with a deer once. I shot it and it dropped just like that. Bang. And I went over and I was going to clean it, you know. So I turned it over and started making the cut, you know. The minute I touched that thing with my knife, both hind legs just went woof,
Yeah.
but in slow motion. Not real fast, but faster than I could duck, you know. And it caught me right. I was sort of like this. You know, working on it. And the hooves caught me and just rolled me right kitty wampus right over on my back. I never felt such power. You know, I played a lot of football and basketball and stuff like that, but when that deer did that, you know, I knew I'd been pushed.
Yeah.
Lucky I was only pushed because if it had come real fast, I'd have been in worse trouble.
We were hunting up on Burr Mountain there by Headley, and I'd shot my limit of deer, and I took my brother-in-law out. He wanted to shoot a deer, and he shot and shot and shot and shot at this deer, and the deer was mad, you know, and he'd been chased out by another buck, and he was tearing into the willows and just ripping them all to pieces. You know what I mean? And he wasn't trying to get away. He was just sore at the whole bloody world, you know. And Bill, he'd shot and shot and shot. Finally, the deer went down. Down there he went, hard as he could run. Plunked down his rifle and went over and grabbed the deer by one horn and hauled out his knife and started to cut his throat. And the deer jumped, horned him right square in the belly and knocked him flat and jumped off. Started off jumping and jumped, you know, kind of around in a circle, you know. And he went and grabbed his rifle and took a point blank shot at it about 30 feet away. Down goes the deer. So he sneaked up on the deer and chopped it right behind the ears with an axe. Little axe he had, before he cut his head off. Anyway, when we skinned the deer, we looked and looked and looked and looked. He said, well, I couldn't have missed it. He said, it was right there, 30 feet away. I had to hit it. We skinned clear up, and there was just a bullet hole through underneath the skin on the back of his neck. It was the only place he touched it. We killed it with an axe.
Actually, he killed it
with an axe. Actually, he killed it with an axe.
Huh.
We dragged it out to the road, and there's a hunter from Vancouver offered him $50 for his deer. It was a blacktail and a pretty nice set of horns. And Bill said, "It's the first deer I ever shot in my life, boy." He said, "You couldn't buy it." He said, "For $10,000." Yeah.
Huh.
That's something I never did. I never sold a head of game in my life.
You probably gave it away to people, but
I gave it away, but I got boxes of shells once when the Hungry 30 was there, when you could get a free permit from the government to shoot a head of big game. And people that couldn't go hunting would give you their permit and say, "Here, go get me a head of big game." We did that. We shot meat for half a township of people.
I'll bet. You and your dad, right?
Yeah.
You tell me you hunted a lot with your dad.
I said to my dad, we went into the bush. Dad was pretty mad. And I said to him, "What are we going to shoot, Dad? You know, you usually a little bit careful, you know what I mean, what you shoot, you know." Dad said, "Shoot the first damn thing you see wearing hair."
Except me, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I want Charlie to go with me on the 28th of February.
Where are you going to go?
We're going to Merritt.
Yeah. What's going on up there?
Well, I want to show him good friends, Indian friends.
Mm-hmm.
You want to come along?
What day is that? Saturday or midweek? 28th. That'd be fine. Tuesday.
Sure.
Tuesday.
You want to go, Charlie?
I won't say, because I might not be here, you see.
Yeah.
Where are you planning to go?
Well, I can be any place. I don't feel too good, you know.
Oh, you're not feeling that good now.
No, I got to get doing something.
Well,
Sure.
let's wash the ceiling here. I told you I'd give you a hand. I washed all these ceilings for you. Where we go? I think I'm in pretty good shape now.
I think so. Eh?
Are they Nicola band?
Hey?
Nicola band up there?
Good Indian.
Yeah, I've been reading a little about them.
Have you?
Know who writes real well about them? This N.L. Barley. He's an author that wrote all those stories about the lost towns, the lost mines, the lost western ghost towns. He calls them western ghost towns. You get them in the newsstands around here. Everything's sort of handmade in them, the drawings and everything, the maps.
They got one.
He was saying, excuse me, the Nicola were such a powerful band that even the provincial army didn't want, provincial police didn't want to tackle them. But on the other hand, they were a good band.
They are very
They
good.
didn't get into trouble.
Oh.
As long as nobody bothered them, they didn't bother them.
That's right.
For some chiefs, they said, real long name to his name. What was it? Oh yeah. One of his renegade uncles or brother-in-laws from another band of Indians, not Nicholas, asked him to support him against the whites because he wanted to take revenge on the whites for something that he felt was done wrong to him, some bad deed. And this Nicola chief said, no, I won't do it. He said, I'm not going to pull my tribe into battle with the white people over that. So then the guy went out and committed murder or something. This old other Indian went out and committed murder. Police came to the Nicola chief and asked him if he'd help him. He said, sure, that man did wrong. So off he went. He had over 500 braves at his control at any one time. Half 1,000 men. At any one time he could call together as a force. And provincial police knew that he was a decent sort of a chief, but they didn't do anything out of the way either towards him that might get him irate, angry.
I'll give you an idea. If you want to go with me on the 28th, if you want to go, first thing we're going to do is see this guy. He's 100% this guy. He's a half-breed, but you know what I mean. He's a good guy.
Doug Suthers.
You know?
Nope, I don't know it. Calusis. Is that his last name? Calusis, or is that where he lives?
That's where we got to go.
That's where he lives, huh? Calusis. Yeah, that'd be interesting. Sure.
Got a camera?
I sure do. Right, Charlie?
What's that?
I've got a camera. You've
Yeah.
seen my pictures. Some of my up there
Oh,
at the
yeah.
house. Yeah.
Yeah.
You take the camera and I'll buy the films.
Mm-hmm.
I'll even put the cat in my car.
Yeah.
We'll go from there to Nicola Lake.
Mm-hmm. That sounds good. On the 28th.
Yeah.
Tuesday,
We'll
28th.
leave early in the morning.
What time would we want to be back? My son would be out of school at about 4.
We'll take him too.
Well, I better not. I've done that sometimes.
Hey. You might learn something.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, I went into the Bella Coola area. You know where that is.
Yeah.
In there. And it's funny, I told his teacher, I said, I thought, well, we might be a little late. And his teacher and I were, I taught for a number of years. So he knew me, and so I said, okay. I said, we might be a little late. I got in there and I had so much fun that Carl and I never got back for a week later. And you know what he had learned? Carl had been talking with a Bella Coola Indian about some of these mythical gods, the thunder god and the thunderbird and some of these others. When he got back, Carl found that that's what they'd been studying in social. And he'd seen these totem poles up there. He'd seen these. He'd seen the Indians that they were talking about. So Carl was asked by the class to talk about what he'd seen in the Bella Coola. So he sure learned a lot by missing that time.
Oh, I'll tell you what to do. Your son's got to go to school. We'll leave till Saturday. and pull out on a Saturday.
That might be better. Yeah.
We'll take the boy with us.
Yeah, because
And we don't have to rush back.
right. Yeah, that might be better. You can come too, maybe?
We might go, yeah.
You might go.
That sounds good. Well, that the 25th and the 26th, the 25th then? That Saturday before the 28th or the next Saturday? Why did you say the 28th? Was there some reason why?
Well, that's all it is. Doesn't matter to me.
He knows this country up there pretty good.
Mm-hmm. You'd be interested, huh?
Might find some good fishing places.
I'll bet, yeah.
He's saying about an Indian there that caught some
I
fishing.
know. We
In Merritt?
know. I said yes,
Fished through the ice, caught some fishing. A couple of feet long, 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah, I can believe it.
Oh yeah.
We live on the 1st.
February? Oh,
1st of March.
1st of March. That's on a Saturday.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll put that on my calendar.
Okay.
And I'll say right now I want to go.
Yeah. Bring your barber.
Unless something ever happens that will keep me away from it, but I want to go. Yeah.
Bring your barber. For
Fishing?
Yeah.
Fishing bomber, yeah.
Got any fish eyes?
Have I got any fish eyes? No. I got a lot of fishing flies, but no fishing eyes.
Do you want me to make you some good flies?
Ah, come on now. That was a low blow.
Oh, it takes the fish eggs anyway.
Well, the fish eggs, that's a dirty word, you know, worms and fish eggs and stuff like
to a
that.
fly fisherman. But
Yeah.
no, I don't. I'm not a Puritan. I'll use what's working.
Yeah.
And I like to try different things fishing too, you know, different ways. When I was in Norway fishing with my relatives over there, that was interesting.
Yeah.
The methods they use, they're different. Every country fishes different way.
Yeah.
I got to go in and clean up a bit.
You're going somewhere.
I got to go. I'm going to an AA meeting tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Sunday night.
Hey, you know what? It's 15 after 5 already.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, I enjoy myself talking here.
Yeah.
Well, I don't miss Alcoholics Anonymous too often.
Yeah, you enjoy those people. And they like you too, from that card that you
Yeah.
showed me, yeah. They
Yeah.
sure like you.
Yeah.
I told Mrs. Huff,
You did, eh?
Diana's mom,
Oh, yeah.
how much you appreciate that card from Diana. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead. Don't. We'll just visit here. You go ahead if you want to.
I got to go in and shave.
I can turn this off if you want me to.
Oh, you can leave it on.
Okay. You know what I do?
What's
I
that?
play these back to myself when I'm at home by myself, and it's
Is that
just
right?
like I'm having the conversation over
Yeah.
again.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this chap I stayed with, the good Indian guy, eh? They went out fishing. I'm sick, eh?
Mm-hmm.
And they got a babysitter for the boy, eh? The boy fell asleep. You know where he fell asleep? You never get.
Right in the snowbank?
Underneath the table in the kitchen.
Oh no.
I couldn't find the little guy, eh? And there he was, underneath the table.
And you were sitting at the table,
Yeah.
and he wanted to be close to you.
Well, they had the babysitter, eh?
Yeah.
Was like a mother to them, eh?
Uh-huh.
Indian lady, very nice lady, eh?
Yeah.
She said, I used to drink like you, Charlie. She said, I quit.
Mhm.
And damn near killed me, she said.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, it just about got me now, she said. I told her.
Mm-hmm.
I said, just about got me. She said, don't worry, Charlie. We're going to feed you.
Mm.
And
What'd
boy,
you have?
some kind of soup. Real beautiful soup, you know.
Smith's Laundry. Sure. Which one? Oh, okay. I'll get him for you. That shook her up. Quiet, you know. I said Smith's Laundry.
Yeah.
Charlie.
Charlie!
He's out in the little back room here for a while.
No, tell her to phone back.
Oh, I sure will.
There he is.
Yeah, who is this? Maxine. Here he is right now. He just came. He's all spruced up.
Hello. Oh, I had, yeah. Yeah,
But these people,
yeah.
these people
Yeah, well, I
really
just went
look
in to
after
shave.
you.
I'm going to
Yeah.
AA meeting tonight.
Yeah. You're their family. They look at you as one of the family.
Yeah.
It is, eh? I'll try and
Yeah.
make
Well,
it.
that's what I read,
Okay.
you know, in all my books and everything.
Bye.
Yeah.
That once you're adopted by a group of Indians, you know,
Yeah.
and they accept you,
Yeah.
you're like one of the
Well,
family.
I walked from Merrick, and it was 3 miles, and I hitchhiked, eh? And I'm cold, eh?
Mm-hmm.
You know, from booze, eh? Not eating,
Mhm.
run down. I hitchhiked every Tom, Dick, and Harry, eh? And just by luck, his nephew come along, eh? And
Yeah.
I showed him my address.
Mm-hmm.
He said, Charlie, I'll take you right there.
Hmm.
Right there. And his nephew lived from here to your car.
Yeah. Yeah.
He said, Charlie, right there. I'll bring you right
Isn't
home.
that something? The way
Bring you
things
right
happen.
home.
That's funny the way some things happen now,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Well, my friend there, Douglas, said, you make yourself at home. He said, you cold? I said, damn, you're froze. He turned the heat up, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Oil heater, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Boy, he sure made me sweat for a while.
Yeah.
He said, you hungry? And they were just eating, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Gee, I said, I can't eat. He said, it'll take time. I
Yeah.
stayed with him all day and all night till Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And he took me up the bank in Merritt, and I phoned from Merritt to Preston. Because I'm broke, eh?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to ask
change
him.
some funds up there. Get
Yeah.
some funds up there.
Yeah, see? So he said, I'll meet you in front of the barber store. That was Monday, eh?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm waiting, and I'm cold, eh?
Yeah.
I wait 3 hours. He said, I'll pick you up. I wait 3 hours. I walk up and down the street, and I know all them so-called, as I call them, tramps. A tramp and a cowboy are two different things, see? Understand what it means?
Well, yeah.
You know,
One's a professional
you know
and
what
one's part-time.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I waited, and I waited, and they knew these so-called, I call them tramps, see? A tramp and a cowboy is two different things.
Opposite side of coin, huh?
Yeah.
Absolutely different. Yeah. I can tell you feel strongly about that, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
When you were up in the Douglas, I mean in the gang ranch up there, that was, I'll bet you, they were cowboys up there, weren't they?
100%.
They wouldn't have survived if they weren't, would they?
No,
Not that kind of work they do.
no, not the Indians would either.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, how long were you with the gang ranch?
this is summer. That's all I can stand at that guy.
It was pretty tough work. That was at Stillwell, or the one that wouldn't feed the Indians.
Mr. He's coming.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's no good.
I got to tell you about my experiences with horses. They've been very limited. But this guy in Montana, he said to me, we're going for a pack trip, John. And I said, great. He says, have you ever been on a horse? I said, sure, I've been on a horse, you know.
Sidwell.
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 Yeah, that was the one, yeah.
That's the guy.
Yeah.
No good for nothing.
Yeah.
I know.
One summer was enough.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll tell you about this guy, Mel Shower was his name. So he said, we're going up in the mountains. And he meant it, too. And so we took three horses. And there were 3 of us guys.
He packer.
No, they were all riding horses.
Oh.
But one was too spirited.
Yeah.
So he used that for a pack horse. It was the smallest horse, but it was a devil to ride. You know?
Yeah.
So he just loaded that thing down real good. And that carried all our grub and our tent and all our gear and stuff. So that meant there were 2 horses left, and there were 3 of us guys.
Yeah.
So one always had to walk. So we took turns. We'd just rotate. We'd rotate up the mountain. So it was my turn to ride one time. So I was on this horse, And for some reason, I was feeling pretty good. I was confident. I got ahead of the rest of them. The pack horse, the guy walking, and the other guy riding. So I got up the mountain, and we hit this shale slope,
Yeah.
kind of steep, and that old horse started to moan and moan.
I'm scared.
Well, I'll tell you, and you see what you think. So we got up part way, and I thought it was going to collapse. It was really making noises, like it was hurting. So I got off, and it quit making noise, and we walked up, and I let it go up the hill. Meantime, that gave the other guys a chance to catch up. So they caught up with me, and they said, "What are you doing off the horse?" And I said, "Well, I wasn't too sure whether it was going to fall down and die on me. To tell you the truth, it was making all kinds of noise." And they said, "Well, there's another one for him, another point for the horse."
Yeah.
Every time it got there with somebody that didn't know how to ride real well, it would start that. And if the person was foolish enough, you'd get off and give the horse a break so he didn't have to carry you up the hill. Later on, that same horse, I tried to go between two trees, and the horse said no. So I said, "Well, you're going." So I gave it my heels,
Yeah.
Went between these two trees, and boy, did my knees get straight. Wedged me in there. Horses are smart. Boy, I'll tell you. Yeah. He knew how far it was between those trees. He wanted to go around. I said through. So he just went through and barked my shins on the way through.
You ever been lost in the mountains?
If I have my horse,
Yeah.
I was once with a horse, but I just gave it its head and it found its way back.
Yeah. Me too.
I just let the horse pick its way back through the swamp and stuff. It was up on Lodestone, right up here, right above Lakemer.
I was up in the mountains with me and another guy. I got bucked off,
Mm.
My fog came in. But I had my dog with me,
Yeah.
We sat there for I don't know how fucking long, Just sat and waited,
For somebody to come.
Oh. I
Oh.
had to wait for the fog to lift.
Oh. But you were bucked off the horse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could have, those days I had my own teeth,
Yeah.
I whistled for my partner. They couldn't hear me.
Mm.
So I had to sit and wait till that fog left. Once the fog left,
You could see.
I knew I was.
Yeah. We did the smart thing. Instead of wandering around the fog. Get hurt, break a leg or something in the fog.
Oh, I've been around.
Yeah, I can believe that.
Really been around. I've been at a plateau.
I don't know where that is.
And that's just out of, you go towards, Chase. What's that hello mountain? That's where all the grizzlies are up in that country. I was herding sheep there too, with a man with one arm. And he told me I was his packer, He was the sheep herder. He told me, he said, "Well, Charlie, you got to shackle them horses."
Yeah, we'll hobble them.
Yeah.
So they don't wander.
Yeah. I say, no way. I'm not going to shackle no horse for you or nobody. I'll hobble whatever you call it. I call them shackle.
Yeah.
He said, how about if a bear comes in? What's that horse going to do? He can't. Well, he can run, but I said, he can't.
Under the best circumstances, it'd be a tough time
time for him to get going,
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
One night, them goddamn grizzlies come in, Horses are all gone, but the dogs are there,
Mm-hmm.
So we're out looking. It's dark at night, looking for a bloody grizzly,
Mm-hmm.
I said, you're nuts.
In the
I'm
dark?
going back to bed. I said, well,
would you chase a grizzly bear around the dark?
No, sir, you're not this old man. I've driven after that.
I said, well, I'm going back to bed.
Mm-hmm.
We'll find them animals in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And the horses too. Well, I went back to bed and he's out there. He only got one arm, but quick with the gun,
Yeah.
He had
You better be.
He had what the hell was it? He no sooner pull the trigger. I forget what it called it. What he called it. The best rifle you can buy.
Mm-hmm.
Just pull the trigger. Bang, 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 bang.
Automatic.
Yeah, automatic. But it had a name for this gun he had.
What caliber about? Like 30? 30 caliber?
Oh,
You're off then, huh, Charlie?
putting on the lights.
Oh,
for the
yeah,
rifle
yeah.
right home.
Better turn the outside light on. Yeah, I'm gone.
Right there.
I thought I did.
Hey,
Well, so
don't lose that nice shirt I give you now.
No, I won't lose it.
I give you.
we'll see you again. I'm going to be going shortly,
Okay.
but we'll see you.
I'll castrate you. You lose that nice shirt.
Yeah. So whatever happened? He kill it? Did he kill the
You
bear?
can't see nothing at night.
Well, what's he shooting at? He just scared it away.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, in the morning I get up anyway and get his breakfast for him. Bacon and egg, whatever, pancakes. I had to get up what? 3 in the morning.
Oh. Those hours would kill me. Getting up that
well,
early.
you're the packer.
You have to. You're the one
And
that gets
he's
it.
the boss.
Right.
You
Yeah.
see?
If you wanted to work there.
Yeah, and I had a good job. I worked for, at that time, I worked for West Bend Pine Ranch for Jerry Nelson.
Mm-hmm.
He treated us guys just like if we were his son. You know, that's how much he thought of us guys.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So we get up, I get his breakfast, and I wash all the pots and pans, nice and clean, everything. I always like to be clean. Eh? So he said to me, I wonder which way they went. Well, I said, we just go out there and look around. Look at the grass. Well, I ain't fucking, I'm not stupid. I don't mean to swear, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not stupid, and he's not stupid.